Yes, hello and welcome to the Phoenix Flight Path for 2025. It is episode number 1 on the countdown to the great race, the slot holder race, the Phoenix on December 13 at the Meadows. I'm your host, Jimmy Vandermaat. This is the first of a 6-episode mini-series that I just cannot wait to tuck in. Once again, we'll be speaking to a couple of the key players in the next 6 weeks. We'll be hopefully finding some winners as well. Cannot wait for the power rankings. That's always a topic of discussion, fair to say. And as we go to air, there's news, there's rumours that potentially one of these greyhounds have been selected to join Cumbria Jack as one of those who have already been picked for the Phoenix field. So potentially 2 of the 8 already locked away. And you know what Meatloaf once said? I think he said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Well, I say 2 out of 8's not a bad start this far out from the Phoenix. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome back Mickey Ty to the podcast from last week. He made his green light on racing and sport debut, and I tell you what, he did it in style, so much so that night he appeared at the Meadows Dogs on Sky Racing sporting a little sort of poo brown type of exercise jacket. I'm not exactly sure what it was, and I think he had the glasses without the lenses in them as well. He's swagger. He is the definition of swagger. How are you, Mickey boy? You feeling well?
I'm good, mate. Feeling well. You know, you said you were going to mention that to me after the last on Monday night, and I half thought you were kidding, but you didn't waste any time. First up.
Hey, to do it, mate. That's what we do here on the podcast, all about having a bit of a laugh. But no, I like a man who can roll with a poo brown jacket. Where'd you even find that? Just out of curiosity, was that op shop type setup?
No, I think it was Black BLAQ. Is that how you say it? It's like a brand. I don't know.
Yes. See, that's the thing. It's actually stylish. I just don't know what I'm looking at. That's the problem. But anyway, we'll roll on, mate. The Phoenix slot holders I wanted to chat about. I wanted to chat about the race itself, the Phoenix. And this is, I reckon, just about the greatest greyhound race. Like, I know you've got the Melbourne Cup for the prestige, the history, the Easter eggs sort of in that same realm. And then you've got a race like the $1 Million Chase is the money. But there's something about this slot race, the Phoenix, that... Look, I called one a couple of years ago, Mick. It's atmosphere, it's vibe, it's a party at the Greyhounds like we've never seen before.
Oh, it's been awesome, man. I just love that picking your box factor to it as well. The strategy involved. Do you pick a dog that might need box 8? Because usually the first dogs that come out, people want to take box 1, 2, 3. I remember there was a dog a few years ago called Transponder that I thought was so suited to the format. No one picked him, and then he actually won the match race on Phoenix night in a time that was quicker than the Phoenix. So there's just so much strategy to it involved, and the anticipation of it over this 6 to 8 week period. We've heard rumors this morning about a dog being selected, and we were like excited, and it's great stuff.
That's what I love about it. That's what I love about this podcast. The Meadows have been good enough to lock us away for that 6-week mini-series because we can sort of, I guess, touch base, keep an eye on all of the excitement because it's not just a one-day race. Like the Phoenix, the action, I reckon, started a month ago. I mean, Cumbria Jack's been selected for a few weeks. Like, the build-up to this race is like the build-up to no other race.
Absolutely. And then, I would have had Power and Glory right up there with the top selections, and now he's been retired the last couple of days. So it just seems to be always a ever-evolving news to it as well. Almost, every couple of days there seems to be something happening.
Yeah, 100%. And I've got to pick you up before we move on to it. Just crossed my mind. What the hell was going on with your shitty Melbourne Cup selections? I tucked into Valiant King because Mickey Ty jumped on the podcast and closer to last than first, I think, in the end, wasn't it?
Well, River of Stars was 4th, so that was annoying. But yeah, Valiant King, disappointing. Jai McNeil's copped 18 meetings for something he did, I think, early in the race. What did I say? I said never again went after Knight's Choice once, so I didn't learn my lesson. But I was happy for Jamie Mellon. Great for racing, her winning. Awesome stuff.
And I think that Caulfield Cup form, it always seems to stand up. And I'm only joking too, mate, because I reckon I ended up backing 8 horses. And the 8 horses that I picked out individually, I don't reckon any of them finished above 15th. So, as you said, famous words from Mickey Ty last week, the Melbourne Cup never again. But next year we'll be back and we'll be having a go.
We'll be back.
Slot holders, something else I wanted to chat about. Great to have these groups, these people involved in the 2025 Phoenix. Awesome Lodge, who won it last year with Explicit. They've gone again. David Burke Constructions. Berkey's a ripping fella. Good to see him with a slot. Metro Jetting, Ram Racing, Sporting Legends, Sportsbet. I think it's so good having Sportsbet. They're the sponsor of Greyhound Racing. And Although they don't have to, I think there's a push for them to be a part of the Phoenix being the number one sponsor in greyhound racing here in Victoria. Tab Corp, which is good to see Tab on board, and Total Container Solutions, another group that have a crack. And with $1.65 million up for grabs, you can see why they're having a play at the Phoenix. And it's great exposure. I mean, even off this podcast, it's great exposure for these groups to get their names out there.
Absolutely. Can you imagine sporting legends will be going off down at Sale if they win the Phoenix? Old Kenny Bailey there. So yeah, that aspect of it I do love. And Sportsbet do a great job at the party patio and all that. So excellent.
Yeah, well, I remember the vision, and I'll try and chase it up. SEN, I think it was Hutchie when they had Amron Boy, and he was in some fancy little suite over. There was a whole group of people in the US. Was it around the time of the NFL grand final or whatever they call it, the big dance over there? I think it might have. There was something going on in the States anyway. I'm pretty sure they were over there. And they were all gathered around the TV, just screaming at the TV, trying to get Amron Boy home. And
yeah, I do remember that. I think Hutchie was in New York, yeah.
Yeah, I just love that about this race. Like, to think there's people just going bananas in New York about the Phoenix. It's a race that it's the involvement, it's the vested interest that all of these different groups have that I think makes the race so good. And yeah, there was the transport group as well a few years ago, Peter Sadler, who brought like 150 people to the races on Phoenix night. So it's a great race, but cannot wait to pull it apart over the next 6 weeks. And straight off the top, we're going to do Phoenix Power Rankings. Now, this is where you put your balls on the line, to be fair, because I'm going to keep it simple, because we get a fair few trainers, a fair few owners, a fair few punters say, look, how are you going with such and such in your top 8? But I'm gonna face the opening ball. I'm not much of a cricketer, but if I was, I would be facing the opening ball with the 2025 Phoenix Power Rankings. And my rankings for this year: number 1, Locked Away, Cumbria Jack. 2, Explicit. 3, Smooth Plane. 4, Barefoot Zulu. 5, Zipping Zayden. 6, Slick Splits. And this is where I go left of centre. 7, Intrepidus, the Geelong Derby winner. And number 8, Dewana Star. Dewana Star. So going through them: 1, Cumbria Jack. 2, Explicit. 3, Smooth Plane. 4, Barefoot Zulu. 5, Zipping Zayden. 6, Slick Splits. 7, Intrepidus. And number 8, Dewana Star. I'll elaborate on them in just a minute. Mickey, give us your top 8, mate, for the Power Rankings of 2025 for episode 1.
Well, my number 1's Barefoot Zulu, and I have just been told it has been selected by Sportsbet. So big news there, just breaking this morning. So that's my number 1. Number 2, Mally Beauty. Number 3, Slick Splits. Number 4, now this could be very interesting tonight at Sandown. I'm going for a bit of a prediction here. Zipper On Time. Never rule out Jason Thompson from the Phoenix, and he might have found another one here. She's a freak. I've heard rumours that she trialled 2880s at the Gardens. I haven't had that confirmed. Maybe someone could reply to our socials when this is uploaded and tell me if that was true or not, but what a trial that is. Number 5, Tribeca. Number 6, Smooth Plane. 7, Cumbria Jack. And 8, Sooty Keeping.
And you've got Barefoot Zulu, Mally Beauty, Slick Split, Zipper On Time. 5,
Tribeca. Smooth Plane, Cumbria Jack, and Sooty Keeping.
Okay, so Cumbria Jack goes into 7. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm just going to make. I'm not going to bake a cake. I'm going to make a case for a few of mine. Do you think Dewana Star's left of centre?
Definitely left of centre. I couldn't have him in at this stage, just when he hasn't even had a race on a city track yet. But the upside is enormous. It just seems to want a wide draw on that as well at this stage. I think wants to get off the track a bit. Probably a bit too early, but I love the left of centre thinking though.
They said that about Wow She's Fast too, that it might have been too early, and she won 2 Phoenix. So I think if you can get them in early enough, look, I would love for the Phoenix to be 6 weeks further back for Dewana Star, and the same for Intrepidus. I called Intrepidus the other day, Mickey, down at Geelong. Mm-hmm. The Geelong Derby, awesome. You're all pumped up. You get your binoculars out and you go, let's rip into this. Wyong, Dallas, there's just good dogs everywhere, so much speed. The lid's opened, and it was the biggest anticlimax, I think, of a feature race I've called in a long time, because Intrepidus came out, he was shot out of a cannon. He was 4 or 5 lengths in front, went 6:38, 11:04, 25:60 on a night where I don't reckon they were running that quick a time. So on that early speed. I love the fairy tale story too. Like for Robert Pilotta, he's a delivery man by trade, delivers bread around. He's got his business doing that. He trains a couple of dogs. For him to have a runner in the Phoenix would almost be on par with Scalacci and the pizza shop owner. And fairy tales seem to happen in racing, mate.
They do. No, it was an awesome win at Geelong. Off memory, it actually had a very poor map too, with a couple of wide runners drawn underneath, and it's just kicked their brains in.
Yeah, and he's had a huge opinion of it from day one. So there's our Phoenix Flight Path Power Rankings for episode number 1. It will change as the weeks go on, and well, we both have Barefoot Zulu in there, and the word hot off the press, Mickey, the news reporter, he reckons Barefoot Zulu has got the sports bet. So There we go. That is interesting.
While we're there, Jimmy, there's a reason why I've got Cumbria Jack down the list there at 7, even though it's been selected. Probably let's save that one for next week. Let's save that one for next week. I'm going to come in off the long run a little bit on this one, so let's save that one for next week.
Big race preview. Big race preview, and it's a triple treat on a lead up to a race night like this. The Top Gun Stayers, Top Gun Sprint, Hume Cup. I don't know where to start. Oh, gee, I tell you what, it's a monster of a program. I'm going to start with the first race of the 3 Group 1s, and that is the Hume Cup field. Number 1, Urana Xavier, 2 Shadows of Blue, 3 accredited, 4 Magpie Hector, 5 Nigel De Vere, 6 Elder Cavilla, 7 Ascender Static, 8 Paul Vortex, reserves Paul Petrov and Summer Quinn. Now, there's a few things I wanted to do. And firstly, I just wanted to roll the tape of Urana Xavier here, Ty, as your mates call you, Mickey as I call you, because this dog didn't spear the lids the other day. I know he's not a lid pinger, but I think from box number 1, you see him jump from the 4 in the heat. He's probably a dog that off the inside, if he can just improve that first section a length or 2, he might be right up on the speed in a lovely position through the first couple of 100 metres. What did you make of his run the other night?
Oh, I thought it was excellent because Summer Quinn was out in front. I was hoping the conditions would be a bit more wet than what it was. When the conditions were relatively good for that race and Summer Quinn was out in front, I was like, oh boy. But Urana Xavier, even on the home turn, I was thinking, Summer Quinn might kick here, and he still dug in and got the job done. I thought it was a super win. I mean, 34.65, just the way the track was playing. It was raining in some races, not other races. I didn't take too much notice. It was more the way he hit the line. He's a 38-kilo beast. Box 1 is just a massive tick. There were 2 clear winners for me with the box draws here. That was Urana Xavier and accredited.
Yeah, so 1 and 3. Shadows of Blues drawn well, I think, in box number 2. The old dog, he just keeps on going well, and Patch Adams tipped him home at $14 the other night. Magpie Hector, I love this story of Ray Smith. I think he goes by the motto, have dog will travel. And he set this dog up for this particular race for probably 2 months, and it's a credit to him. Like, he had to work hard from box 8, and he just found a way to win. Like, he's just a good dog and a good, very, very good trainer.
He has a frustrating pattern, this dog. He kind of needs to get to the outside, have everything go right, and that's what happened. But his run home would have been super. Box 4 here, I'm kind of neither here nor there. I'm thinking he's probably going to get squeezed out, and then he's going to want to sort of hook around him. That might be enough to cost him the race.
Yeah, what about those drawn out wide? Nigel De Vere led every step of the way, bar the last one when Ascender Static nailed him on the post, and I reckon that was arguably one of the best Hume Cup heats for depth we've ever seen. So the form line from that, I think, really strong. And then you've got out wide Zelda Cavilla, Paul Vortex, who do have speed. There's a lot of heat. The majority of the early speed's drawn out wide, which it's a disadvantage, I think, for fast beginners to have drawn wide at the 600-metre start.
Yeah, I don't really like the wide brigade. Nigel De Vere is probably more just a price thing for me. Like I would prefer some higher odds for it. Ascender Static, what a run it was! Like just in that was the hottest heat, as you said. And just before that race was one of the biggest downpours you'll ever see. I think you might have put something on your socials about how the rain was just teeming down, and it came out and went 34-37. So at double figure odds, I almost think it's a bit insulting that the odds on offer for it at the moment. Like just box 7, but I'll tell you what, she's right in it.
I think she could be if she got the right luck. Draw makes it pretty hard. Elections for the first Group 1 of the night, race 6, the Hume Cup. I am 1, 5, 2 and 8. I'm going with Urana Xavier. I just think the 29-29 placing behind Barefoot Zulu 2 back at Sandown, 34 dead at Sandown over the 5.95 a couple of runs ago. And then the tradesman-like way of his victory should seem pretty competitive from the gun inside draw. And I think the draw is the difference between him and if he's in box 6 to 8, he's probably a 20-1 chance. So 1 Urana Xavier from 5 Nigel De Vere. I just think that early speed, he could lob on the pace. If he can cross lead, well, then he runs a big race. 2 Shadows of Blue, drawn nicely, and I've thrown in number 8 Poor Vortex to whip around the outside early. But to be honest, I reckon it's the toughest race of the night. 1, 5, 2, 8, my numbers in the Group 1 Hume Cup over the 600.
Yeah, we're in agreement with the top selection there, Urana Xavier. I also have it on top with a credited second. Probably would implement a two greyhound betting play here. Probably maybe your 1.5 units on Urana Xavier and maybe your 1 unit on accredited, which is at $7, very reasonably priced in early markets. For third, Ascend Ecstatic, number 7, and fourth, Nigel De Vere. So that's 1, 3, 7, and 5 for me.
All right, there we go. That is the Group 1 Hume Cup Race 6. The next of the Group 1s will be the Sportsbet Topgun Stayers Group 1 race over the 7:30. $110,000 up for grabs in prize money. Last year won by Kenya All Class. And the Topguns this year have been a little bit of a hoodoo. There's been a lot of greyhounds that have been withdrawn from the series, and Firethorn added to that collection post the box draw taking place, I believe, due to a season. So won't be taking her place. The draw before the scratching: 1 Firethorn, 2 Passmark, 3 Springvale Bray, 4 Red Dirt Road, 5 Without a Trace, 6 Aiden's Warrior, 7 Late Night News, 8 Ethanol Water. Number 9 Irish Millie has also got the line through her, and number 10 Fade to Black at this stage gets a run if there's no more scratchings from box number 1. So 2 of the 10 already withdrawn, Mickey. We're 48 hours or so away from the race, and it's been an interesting build-up to the Top Gun Stayers this year.
It has. It's to me, it's probably, there's 2 that can win it, Without a Trace and Ethanol Water. I'd be willing to put the pen through number 3, Springvale Bray, number 4, Red Dirt Road, number 7, Late Night News, and number 10, Fade to Black. So we're down to 4. Aiden's Warrior and Passmark being the other 2 that could win. But my clear top 2 picks here, number 8, Ethanol Water, and number 5, Without a Trace. So 8, 5, 6, and 2. Just think if Aiden's Warrior jumps well, the dog's got a real big barge factor and mid-race acceleration. If he starts coming across to the rails very quickly, the gaps should just stay there for Ethanol Water. She can stay out wide, out of trouble. One of those situations where if she's got to run an extra 12 or 13 metres staying out wide, but she's at full momentum, I'm happy with that. Could Without a Trace just explode to the lead all the way? Absolutely. She's just a little star. So I think 8 and 5 clear top 2 for me here.
Tell you what, Mick, that was, we didn't even chat about the race. He's just gone bang with the tips. He reminded me a little bit of Land Legend in the Melbourne Cup. He's taken off a Pride of Jenny style of run, just whooshes to the lead and just kept on going. I'm going to get through my tips. I am going 5 on top. That is Without a Trace. 5, 8, 7, and 3. I'm in absolute complete agreement that I reckon there are 2 winning chances, and that's the 5 and the 8. The 2 Victorians that I reckon over the last 3 to 4 months have really dominated staying racing. And Without a Trace, for me, I just think this is a race you could just ping straight to the front. And if she's in front through the first 100 metres, good luck catching her. Ethanol Water just knows how to run a good race. And then I've rounded it out with the 7 and the 3. I just wanted to quickly show the replay here of the Victorian State Final of the Stayers. And this was a good clash where you get to see Ethanol Water, you get to see the up-and-comer Without a Trace. And for mine, Without a Trace, just gritty, fast, strong, just ticks every box. And the trainer, Peter Prosciutto, a little bit underrated. I reckon he's got arguably one of the best kennels of young dogs in the country right now.
And how was off the charts run last night here at the Meadows? It was incredible, 17.46 to the back. But yeah, Without a Trace, it's priced accordingly, isn't it, to do exactly what you just said. If it goes pear-shaped, that's where I feel Ethanol Water is more fairly priced, because things can go wrong, as you saw in the race where Without a Trace got injured here at the Meadows. Ethanol Water won that race. Things went pear-shaped in that race. Ethanol Water came from the clouds and won.
Yeah, it can happen. It's going to be an interesting race. As I said last year, it was won by Kenya All Class. As we move on now to the Group 1 Sportsbet Top Gun, the Top Gun Sprint. the race of the night, one of the races of the year. $150,000 awaits the winner, the first greyhound across the line. Number 1, Melly Beauty. 2, Ariza Sparkles. 3, Sooty Keeping. 4 is Power and Glory, but has been withdrawn. Not just withdrawn, I've been told retired as well. He had a great career, Power and Glory. 5, Smooth Plains. 6, Deadly Avenger. 7, Mapunga Award. 8, Flying Zulu. 9, Slick Splits. And number 10 is Jungle Johnny. So, again, if there's no more scratchings, number 9, Slick Splits, will start from box number 4. Wanted to go through them runner by runner for the Sportsbet Topgun, starting with number 1, Melly Beauty. And, Mick, she's a winning machine. She's proven now, I think, that she's better than just a South Australian dog. She's a genuine contender in all of the big races.
Absolutely. And her win at the Meadows there, I don't believe she trialled there before that win at the Meadows from box 4. And she kind of didn't even fully nail the start, but then the acceleration she showed in a foreign environment and still went 29.74. She's just a little rocket.
And she's drawn well. You're happy with box 1 for her, Melly Beauty?
Not necessarily. And I think Ariza Sparkles and Slick Splits will have a lot to do with how it could go pear-shaped.
Putting a bit of heat on her to the first corner, you think?
Yeah. My concern would be Ariza Sparkles and Melly Beauty vie for that same run off great draws. Could there be a bit of bumping there? Now you add Slick Splits into the equation. There could be 3 of them going. Either they're going to clear out and give nothing else a chance, or I could see it maybe being a bit of a scrimmage, and then the race is more open.
It could be game on through the first 100 metres, no doubt about that. Number 2, Ariza Sparkles. Bit of an up-and-comer on the way through from New South Wales. Has been flying up there. Went really well through the $1 Million Chase series. Had a trial at the Meadows. I'm just trying to find that data. I think it was around 29.91 she recorded.
Correct.
Solid trial without being outstanding.
No, that's a good trial for a first look at the track, probably being in the truck most of the day. But in an exhibition trial by itself, now in a full field, in still a foreignish environment, probably rather be a bookie than a punter with her.
Yeah, fair call. I'm in agreement. 3, Sooty Keeping. You almost forget how good this dog is for Charmaine Roberts and Stiffy up there at Dubbo. It's had 47 starts, 27 wins, $370,000 in the bank, and just knows how to win races. And I don't think you can ever underestimate dogs that just want to bloody win.
27 wins she's had. She's so good. I keep coming back to her here. I just think she could actually benefit from slightly missing the start. Let's face it, she's not going to keep up with Ariza Sparkles and Melly Beauty in that first 20 to 30 metres. But if she's the one sitting on the rail with some wide dogs here all having awkward draws, could get a great run through. And as I said, if Melly Beauty and Ariza Sparkles do a bit of bumping, Sooty Keeping could go whoosh in the last few stages of the race. It's actually my top pick.
Fair dinkum. Gone down the Sooty path. All right, well, there you go. Mickey's fired his shots nice and early with Sooty Keeping. 4 is Out, Power and Glory. 5, Smooth Plain, mate. This boy, Smooth Plain, I reckon he's going as good as he was 12 months ago. Like, his last month and a half of work, he is the Smooth Plain of old. He's flying, the old fella.
Absolutely, and he cannot draw a box, and he's got that ability in him to Shanghai out, and he's just not doing it. He keeps sort of giving you that back me next time vibe. Like his closing stages of the Silver Bullet were excellent. Right in it with the right luck.
Deadly Avenger. He's had one race since the 22nd of August, and that was at Sandown last week. And he was a little bit unlucky, but he didn't scream out, "I'm ready to win a Top Gun" off that performance.
100% agree. I can't have it personally. Just with the draw, the price, that run at Sandown looked to me like just a classic blowing out the cobwebs kind of run. Was it a bad run? No. Was it a good one? Good run? No. Can it win second up here with all this pace and hard race fit dogs? I don't think it can.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough assignment. Mapunga Award drawn 7. See, I reckon he's a dog that deserves his place in a Top Gun, Mapunga Award, because he's just got so much brilliance in the last 400 metres of his 500-metre run. Even the other night, he was, $1.60 SP or thereabouts at Sandown Park. They went 29.22. For me, he was a lay the other night because he can often get beaten just because of his racing pattern. That's what brings him undone. But you don't want to be negative on a dog who's won 17 of 38 and he's won 287,000. And it's a credit to Jeff and Ange who've had a serious injury with this dog. He had a lot of time off and he's come back as good as he ever was. So he's a star, but he's got that awkward racing pattern.
Yeah, very awkward, very hard dog to map. His wins at the Q earlier in the year when the track opened were unbelievable. Absolutely deserves his spot. And we don't want to just pick dogs that have early speed in these races. We need the strong closer. And there's nothing better if you're on Mapunga Reward and you see him out in space on that back half of the race, knowing that he's going to come home like a freight train. Just a bit of a difficult dog to map. Could he win? Yeah, absolutely he could, with a bit of luck on that first turn if there is a bit of a scrimmage. It's just a very tough dog to tip in these kind of races. So he's in it and he deserves his spot. Is he in my numbers? No.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from because he's gonna need luck, but he's gonna be hitting the line like a steam train, as you said. Flying Zulu, drawn box number 8. He's in the twilight of his career, I think it's fair to say, Flying Zulu. So that's probably the knock on him that he's been around for a long time. But you just can't underestimate Team Thompson in a Group 1. I think it's as simple as that. He's won over $1 million with this dog, and he gets them right on the grand final. So, yeah, on form, maybe not going as well as he can, as he was, but that's probably expected where he's at in his career. But he's a bloody good dog.
Yeah, absolutely. I think box 1, 2, 3, we're kind of having him in the finish. But from box 8, I'm probably willing to take him on. He probably won't be a layable price either because he'll probably start double figures. Just probably happy to let him go. And yeah, Thompson will have Flying Zulu trained to the minute. No doubt about that.
Slick Splits at this stage gets a run with the Scratching of Power and Glory, number 9 at this stage going into box number 4. He's run last start, and we'll roll the replay of this because there's a few dogs to look at in the Silver Bullet, which was the last feature on Melbourne Cup Eve last Monday, won by Tribeca. If you watch the start, he was in an okay place, and then he just got crowded from those fast beginners that went hard left. He had to jump in the air, looked like he was hurdling a few dogs, balanced up. And I thought his last 400 metres was outstanding for a dog who you think can lead a race like the Topguns. So Tribeca wins it. He's a dog that I think's got a few big group race wins in him. Smooth Playing was enormous for second. And in the back end of the field, I thought Slick Splits held his own. I thought this was a run that said, yep, I can compete in the Top Gun given the right run early.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I backed him the other night, so whilst I was annoyed, sometimes those kind of runs can be a making of a dog. His pattern of exploding out, leading all the way is great and all, but sometimes it can be the making of a dog, getting that into that argy-bargy against these top flight dogs and still hitting the line well, shows a new versatility that he's learning. He's still learning the caper. Paul Whitley and Quill and Bale, I think, were the ones that drove him mad. So I'm happy to bin the run and may not necessarily have been suited by box 1 either. Drawn a little bit wider here. Down the crown of the track. If it was to ping out, there could be 3 across the track here with Mally Beauty and Horizon Sparkles, and you never know, he could get the better of him. I've got him second pick.
Yeah, it's funny he's reserved, but I think he can definitely win the race. Do you want to give away your top 4, mate? I've faced the opening ball a couple of times. It's now your turn to take on Brett Lee.
Yep, 3, 9, 1 and 5. Just going with Sooty, keeping just off the map here in these high pressure races. Could be the one that's got the rail and everything could go right for it if there's a bit of trouble up front. So 3, 9, 1 and 5.
All right, mate, I'm going 9 Slick Splits. I wasn't huge on him even maybe deserving his place in the race, but I just the way this race has sort of taken shape, the way the draw is, he's run last week, he's win the week before in a really good free-for-all at Sandown Park. He's just heading in the right direction, and we know that he can hit the start. He won the maturity, and he just dominated with Slick Splits. I reckon that's why they called him that. He can jump, he can run, he can burn. I think if he steps clean, he crosses, he leads, and he goes a long way to winning. I think if he finds the front, they're going to be all out running him down. I've gone the 1 for second, Mally Beauty. I think if Slick Splits gets caught up, she's the runner that might just burst through lead. She knows how to win. Phenomenal strike rate. Then I've gone Smooth Playing. Could not leave him out. If he tucks in at the first corner, he slots into a place, he'll be right there at the end. Then I went Mapunga Award, who I just think's that back marker. If they do pack up, he's going to be hitting the line hard. So 9, 1, 5 and 7. That is the 3 Group 1s at the Meadows on Saturday night. Racing.com coverage. There'll be in-depth Sky coverage as well. RSN, SEN, through the Watchdog app. Get to the track. There is so many ways you can take in such a great night of racing. And I think a race night that's going to really shape the Phoenix as well, which is exciting.
It is. It's 3 Group 1s on the one program. It doesn't get much better than that.
And, mate, if a dog like Slick Splits comes out, barrels to the front, you can almost guarantee this time next week we'll be saying he's locked away for the Phoenix. Like, it is so much more than just a Top Gun these days.
Absolutely, yeah. I would say, yeah, I would have it at about $1.25 that he'd get locked away if he leads all the way here and runs time, Jimmy.
As of next week, mate, we're going to have a new segment, one of a couple of segments that we'll be introducing throughout the next 6 weeks. It's going to be called Mix Mailbag. I tried to get Jim's mailbag over the line, but up above they said we're not going with that. We're going with Mix Mailbag. You're a pro punter, mate, so you've sort of been able to craft a career out of punting on greyhounds, which we'll chat about over the next 6 weeks. But this is a chance for the audience to ask questions. It doesn't have to be related to that, but I think that's a good starting point. They can maybe ask how you go about doing your form. What do you look for in a greyhound that's worth having a bet on? And could be a Phoenix question, could be a question about climate control. Like, I don't know what is that what's called, climate control?
I reckon I might be more suited to some nightclub questions or not sure about climate control, but...
Climate control and cruise control. I think climate change, is what I was trying to get to. But maybe it's climate change you want to ask a question about. It's up to you. But either way, you can jump on the socials, either the Green Light On page through Facebook, or you can jump through the Meadows Greyhound Racing page on either the Instagram or also on Facebook as well, and pose those questions for Mixed Mailbag, and we'll endeavour to answer them next week. Well, mate, that's it for for the first episode. Quick tips won't be out for this week. We've just focused on the 3 big ones. Next Monday, we'll be recording episode number 2 with that drop on Tuesday, reviewing the 3 Group 1s and starting to build into that countdown toward the Phoenix. So thanks for your time, Mickey boy. What's on for the rest of the day, mate? 9:58. I think the trials start at the Meadows at 10. Is that your plan?
Yeah, then watch the last few races of the Oaks, hopefully, and then nestle in on the couch for the Laurels heats tonight at Sandown.
Yeah, are you working Saturday night at the Meadows by any chance?
I am. I'll be on Sky One with Nathan Rooney. So
beautiful,
I look forward to that. Both of us will be giving our late mail selections, so make sure you tune in.
You won't be the ugliest host this week.
No comment.
Rooney will love that. Just as we wrap, mate, as well, what outfit are you rolling with on Saturday night?
Well, it's actually funny you say that. It's actually audio only, so I can potentially be in shorts and thongs. So I'm happy with that. Yeah.
All right, well, wear your Phoenix T-shirt, mate. You got given that one for free, so wear it with pride. Well, thanks for your time, Mickey. That's all for today's show, punters. Hope you've enjoyed Phoenix Flight Path episode number 1. Until next time, safe travelling and happy punting. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.